Welcome back to this Lenten devotional series based on Mark's Gospel. For day 28, we'll read Mark 12:41 through 44. He sat down opposite the treasury and watched the crowd putting money into the treasury. Many rich people put in large sums. A poor widow came and put in 2 small copper coins, which are worth a penny. Then he called his disciples and said to them, "Truly I tell you, this poor widow has put in more than all those who are contributing to the treasury, for all of them have contributed out of their abundance. But she, out of her poverty, has put in everything she had, all she had to live on." This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Jesus had just finished cautioning his disciples about the ostentatious religious displays of the scribes, and he was still in the temple courts when he saw a positive example of discipleship that he wanted to lift up for them. The example he lifted up could hardly have been more surprising. The setting needs some explanation. Nowadays, we make offerings with folding money or checks, or more recently, electronically, but in their day, all they had were coins. One of the temple courts had some treasury boxes for offerings to support the temple and its worship. The treasury boxes had trumpet-shaped receptacles that caught the coins and let them roll on into the box below. Now that's how it looked. Imagine how it sounded. Lots of coins, or big coins, made quite a racket as they rolled down the trumpet and then jangled into the boxes below. And the louder the clatter, the more significant the gift, or so it seemed. But Jesus saw with different eyes. He saw those whose fine robes marked them as wealthy as they gave their gifts, lots of noise as their coins clattered in. But he also saw a widow whose clothing marked her as poor, who slipped up and unobtrusively put in 2 coins tiny in value and in size, so little that they would hardly have made even a teeny jingle in the giving trumpet, certainly not a noise anyone would notice except Jesus. And he had a prophetic eye for what he had just seen, that these were in fact the last 2 coins she had. And though they were tiny in value by most measures, by Jesus' measure, they were a great offering. And that's what he wanted his disciples to see. Her gift was great, not in amount, but in cost to her. It was sacrificial. And since these were her last 2 coins, it was even risky. And Jesus' take on that was that she had given more than anyone else. Clatter didn't count. Ostentation certainly didn't count. Not with Jesus, the one who sees into the heart. Why do you give what you give? We could have a lot of long discussions about giving. Why and when and how, and there are several important scriptures to consider. But the takeaway from this passage is that the Lord sees and honors sacrificial giving. Generous giving is good. Sacrificial giving is better. And not because the temple or now the church needs it. They do, of course. But because one important part of growing as disciples is learning to give sacrificially, and not just of our money. In addition to that treasure, we also give of our time and talents. And it seems that especially with talents, we are prone to judge our offering as negligible. But there is one who sees with different eyes. The one who saw the widow's gift as great sees the gift of your talents in the same way. In whatever measure, if given to the Lord, your talents are of great value in the kingdom. And what a privilege to give in ways that matter in the kingdom. Here are a couple of questions to ponder as you look back over these verses. How do you typically decide what to give? In what measure is it sacrificial? What sort of sacrificial gift might you consider giving during this Lenten season? What talents do you give to the Lord's service, and what time? God bless you.